Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout. Really sorry for the late start from the intro to the start of the show. The picture of the Hangout just wasn't on the screen for a second, and I had to quickly add our camera onto YouTube. Matt Iwanyk here on the EST Hangout live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, tune in iHeartRadio, as well as those maybe watching on YouTube. It's there. I just have no idea why that happened there. Matt Iwanyk, Jay Milne with you here. And then joining us today, Brock Ciochetti.
Yeah.
Yes! Got it.
Got it.
Vice President of the Edmonton Disc Golf Association.
Yeah.
We're going to talk some disc golf today. We're going to talk some Elks as well because he's got the hat on. Lots to get to on the Hangout today. The official drink of the EST Hangout. It is Two Hoots Hard Iced Tea, Real Brew Tree, big taste, bold refreshment. Your thoughts always welcome. 780-218-9999. That's the Paris Jewelers inbox. Or you can jump in the nasty chat. Also, we'll be keeping tabs on Canada men's basketball as in about 3 minutes' time, Canada will be taking on Spain with a shot at winning their group. I don't know what it means if they win their group. Me and Huss were trying to look at it yesterday in the lock shop.
Huss and I?
I'm going to stick with me and Huss. Huss and I, actually, I've been trying to get better at that at times. Whenever I'm around and I say it, I think, Jay's going to get mad at me.
But that's how I got that way, is because my mom always corrected me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I have no choice but not to correct you.
But based on the way I understand the pool system is that they go into pots after this, and the top two out of the three, first place go into pot one, or it's called pot D. I don't know why they start with pot D, but it goes into pot D. And then first or third first place and the best second place go into the pot E, and so forth. And I don't think Canada could get into the first pot, which means there's a chance they could take on the... It's just very confusing.
They take water from the pool and put it in the pot, and
it's... None of it makes sense. It's also in men's basketball, and I'm assuming in women's too there, because I haven't looked. You play a game and you get a point.
yeah, I saw that. That's
I don't
weird.
get it. I'm so confused by all of this.
Just roll with it, Maddie.
Spain is like 0-2 and they have 2 points.
Maybe this whole debacle at the start of the show where the graphics weren't up right, and now you're frazzled trying to understand the basketball rules. Maybe you're a little bit frazzled. Is there anything you want to get off your chest, or would there be any reason why you might be a little maybe just off your game right now?
No, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
No?
Yeah.
Did nothing?
Are you talking about what I said before the show? I haven't even fully got into that. No, I'm good. I'm perfectly fine. I'm excited for the Elks tomorrow. I'm excited for Canadian women's basketball tomorrow, or soccer tomorrow. I'm excited for men's basketball today. Is tomorrow... I think Sunday is the day. 100 meters coming up right away. I think this weekend.
Nice.
Track can't get here fast enough.
Which we have a chance in the hammer throw, both men's and women's. But we have our bet with Andre DeGrasse. This guy bets against Canada.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
He bet that Andre DeGrasse isn't going to be in the finals of the 100 meter.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even my bet throwing it out there. He threw it out there. So he's just immediately like, I'm going against the Canadian.
That
no,
hurts.
what
Thank
it
you.
was there was a discussion about who's going to be running and it was not a slight against Andre DeGrasse.
You're saying he's not going to get to the 100 meter
The 100
final.
meter is not his race.
That doesn't matter.
He's not expected to medal or even be in the final in the 100 meter. And by the way, what is he ranked in the world standings in the 100 meter?
It was like 17th or something.
Right. And how many lanes are there?
Is it 8 or 10?
That's a good question. I should have thought about that.
I think
10.
8.
It's 10.
Is it 10?
It's not 8.
I thought it was 8.
Is it 8?
10. Okay, somewhere in that range.
Somewhere there.
So a couple people fall off. I don't know if all those people in the top 15 are at the Olympics. Maybe some of them didn't qualify. Maybe some of them are hurt. I'm not following the 100 meter, but in the end, Jay, I choose to back our Canadians no matter what.
Sure.
And you and Dusty are so anti-Canada, it seems. You go against Andre DeGrasse, and Dusty himself, and I'm going to keep bringing this up because he said it and it annoys me, says even at the Olympics, he would cheer for LeBron James over Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, well, he has to say that.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
LeBron James is wearing Team USA. Dylan Brooks is wearing Team Canada. I don't care about your love of LeBron in the NBA or everything else. When it comes to Canada or LeBron, you're picking LeBron? Talking to Dusty there, not you.
Yeah, it's on brand for him. LeBron over everything else. So,
And I'm not anti-Canadian. I'm just Andre
Anti-Canadian
DeGrasse
success.
in the 100-meter final. So,
Anti-Canadian success. Yeah. That's the way I look at it.
yeah, I'm just thinking of what I'm going to buy with that $20 you're going to lose to me. Okay, maybe a set of disc golf
yeah,
things.
you can buy a
discs.
membership.
Discs?
Yeah,
Discs. Maybe a set of discs or a disc.
one disc.
One disc?
One good disc.
One good disc.
One good disc. You don't want to go on Amazon and spend $20 and get something that falls apart the first
Nobody
time.
likes a floppy disc.
Well, I mean, there's a point for some
I
floppy.
bet
I've got a
there
floppy
is.
one right here for you. Jay.
I'm sure I want to get into this properly.
Well, let's get into the disc
Okay.
golf here. So, which, by the way, there is a place right near us that we never knew about until a couple of months ago. A listener came in. Was it Morgan? I think listener Morgan. He came in. He dropped off some disc golfs, and Trev went and we learned that there's a disc course here. So you're part of the Edmonton Disc Golf Association.
Yeah.
Tell us about disc golf. Like, what's there to know that? Like, is it just as simple as like I've never actually gone and played a real disc golf course or anything like
Me
that.
neither.
Is it what I think it is, where it says you're taking a disc and you're just trying to like golf, get it into the basket at the end,
Pretty
and
much
as
like
few throws as possible,
yeah, same kind of basic format as golf. You've got a tee box.
as ball golf, I
Ball,
should say.
ball golf. Yes.
I've learned.
No.
If you want to compare the golfs,
the
if we're
golf,
talking
there's
disc
golf
golf.
and then there's disc golf.
no, see, and I asked him what with it, like, because we're watching
Disc golfers call
I didn't
it
want to
ball
call
golf.
it.
Well, of
but
course,
I didn't want to call it.
Yeah.
because they want to be thought of as the same sport of golf. But no, it's golf,
Sure.
and then there's
But
disc
we're
golf.
watching the Olympic golf
Respectfully,
there. We're
yeah.
watching the Olympic golf there, and I wanted to like compare, and I was like, "What is this called?" And he's like, "Ball
Yeah.
golf."
Oh, don't!
I like that.
Get out of here!
I like that.
Yeah,
Ball
no.
golf and
Not
disc
under,
golf.
Not under my watch.
Yeah. So
Well,
Respectfully, given the we'll
you're
call-
also anti-Canada, so I don't care.
100%. I'm taking on the villain role in today's hangout.
yes. Okay. So I'll just turn like this.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a tee box. You've got a target, which is a basket, chains hanging from it, and then you've got a par. And again, yeah, you throw your discs, trying to get in the basket in the least number of throws, aiming around par. But if you do better than that, that's great. Holes are typically measured in feet instead of yards,
Okay.
because most, like, even like the best throwers in the world, they're maxing out 600-700 feet, which again isn't like, when you convert that to yards, that's 200 yards kind of thing. So
That's a pretty decent drive.
A pretty decent drive. Yeah.
yeah,
Decent drive.
yeah. So yeah, and then so you have a set of discs that is kind of like a combination of your clubs and your ball. So you've got discs that are designed to go different distances, discs that are designed to go left or go right, discs
really?
that designed to roll, discs that are designed to hit the ground and maybe skip more, discs that hit the ground and because they're floppy, they just kind of hit the ground and stick. So
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
yeah,
I like that. Is there a limit of how many discs you're allowed to bring with you?
Great question.
as
is
much as you're physically able to carry if you
Oh,
want.
really?
Because
Yeah.
you can only carry how many in a club?
I was
In a
about to say,
bag?
I think
11?
it's 14.
14,
I always want to say 13 for some reason, but I think it's 14.
yeah.
And so when you could bring whatever, like you could mix it up. However, you could have 14 putters if you want for some reason.
Right.
You can mix it up, but you only could have 14 in your bag.
Yeah. So
Here,
I mean,
you could carry as much
yeah,
as you want to walk with.
most people that get into the sport will carry somewhere around 20 at a time with them.
Wow.
You probably like
Are some of those backups too? Just in case like your driver breaks or something?
it. You usually have those in your collection, but so like as you're throwing discs and you're hitting trees and bouncing off sidewalks and stuff, they wear down. They're just made of plastic. They're not going to hold up. So as they wear down, they will actually start to fly differently. So what a lot of people will do is they'll buy multiple copies of the same disc. So as one wears down, they go to one that's unthrown,
Right.
and then it's kind of back to what they're expecting. And then sometimes, okay, that beat up one doesn't fly as you wanted it to originally, but now it flies differently,
Right.
but that's still useful.
Still useful in certain shot situations. Or can I see a
of course.
disc?
So we got a few comments already in the nasty chat. Smitty the Welder just started disc golfing during COVID. Absolutely love it and love the community.
Yeah, me
James
too.
B. Disc golf
So
is a blast. Played a
that's a
lot in
putter.
BC. Need to get back into it.
Yeah, so kind of a little more blunt. Mm-hmm. So it's not designed to go as far. And then
See that rotation?
you've got that one too. So that one's
Putt and
It's-
approach.
yeah. So that one's more of an approach disc. It's designed not to glide as far. So it's designed to just hit the ground. So you can throw it really hard, and it won't intentionally won't go very far.
So what are these numbers on here? It says 1, 1, 1, 2.
So that's kind of a standard that all the manufacturers have settled on to kind of give you an idea of what a disc
Like
does.
flex, weight.
Yeah. So the first number is speed,
Okay.
and that one's the most mathematical of them, and that's just the width of the rim. So if you look at here, so like you've got like
The
this
side of
one's-
the disc.
This one's really thin. This one's a little bit thicker, and then you get to like these ones that are really thick. So this is a 12-speed disc where these are 1s and 3s. So
Designed for comfort, not speed.
yeah, the higher the speed, the farther it's supposed to go, but you also have to be able to throw it at a certain speed to do what you want it to do, right?
Which is like in ball golf.
Yeah.
If you have the certain shafts, it's designed for
Flex,
your
yeah,
speed,
sure.
your swing speed. If you're going with a stiff shaft, you better be able to swing that hard, because if not, you need to lower your shaft.
Yeah. Or again, like the 5-layer golf ball versus a 3-layer or 2-layer. If you're not hitting it hard enough, you're not activating all of the layers, kind of thing.
Most people would use a Pro V1 and not be able to actually do the most of what
exactly.
a Pro V1 golf ball could do, because they're not good enough to use a Pro V1 in
Yeah.
the best ways.
Yeah.
Except the fellow that was on the at the $1,000, $100,000 hole-in-one contest. He used a Pro V1, and it did what Pro V1s do, which was it hit the green and spun backwards down the slope
Nice.
and sent him to 37 feet
Instead of like 12.
instead of like 12 if he had used a crappy ball.
He still won.
Yeah.
He still won money.
He still won. Yeah, he
But
still
he could have
won.
been closer.
Yeah.
So then you got your putters, you got your drivers, you got
Okay, with the driver. Okay, in golf, ball golf. You stand there with the
stop.
driver,
Those are drivers.
and you sit there, and it's very easy to screw up your shot because it's going to go away because you're using speed.
Yeah.
And it's often that ball could go into the trees
Yeah.
or well into the rough because you're focused on the distance as opposed to maybe a little more control. Whereas you go lower clubs, you can't get in as much trouble. Same with disc golf. If I take this driver, is there a good chance because I'm trying to throw it as far as I can, that it might go way off on me? Or is it a little...
So what happens with the disc? So there's the concept of stability with a disc, and that's what the last two
Ace.
numbers. Yeah, I got an ace with that one. So discs that are understable go kind of the opposite way they're
Okay.
supposed to go, and discs that are more stable go the way they're supposed to go. So when you're throwing a right-handed backhanded throw, they're supposed to fade to the left.
You've no idea how much I want to rip out to the parking lot and just
We can go after.
fly this thing as
Of course,
far as I
isn't far.
could.
Yeah.
So, like, if this was in your hand, how many feet or meters could you throw this?
So my max distance is about 425 feet, and that's with a disc where I can get it to. So I throw it I'm primarily a forehanded thrower,
Oh, wow.
not a backhanded thrower. So I start it down kind of on an angle like this, and then the disc is so understable, it actually starts to flip up and actually turn over. And then as the rims get wider, they have more stability at the end, and it actually, so it gets this nice little like S and comes back to the ground. For less experienced players or players who can't throw the disc as hard, when you take up a big driver like that with the wide rim, it's just going to act very overstable and like hit the ground instantly. Like you'll be able to throw a putter farther than you'd be able to throw that driver because it will just fight out of the and hit the ground.
Man.
So
Cool. So you tuck your finger into that
Two
the
fingers.
backside.
Two
You use
fingers.
2 fingers,
Yeah.
eh?
I don't know if I could whip it like that.
Not with your labrum,
It's getting better.
is it?
yeah.
But it's not even that. Like I just it's not a natural. Like it doesn't feel right to me. And I know what's going to happen. I know if I went and did it, it would land like 3 feet in front of me because I'm whipping that into the
Yeah.
ground. I'm not letting go at the proper
Well,
time.
we probably
I've
would
always.
just-
I'm so
yeah.
used to like just through gym and all that. It was always ultimate frisbee or whatever, throwing it that backhand way.
Yeah.
We would probably get out there and try and throw it as hard as we possibly could.
Of course, yeah.
Which is probably not the best, approach to it. Is maybe just to get it, start maybe
Light.
50 feet across from each other and just get the hang of it.
Yeah,
I would
because
say.
like most people starting out, if they try and give it the juice, they're gonna get this swing and they end up throwing up.
So it's got too much. You're wasting too much time going higher.
Yeah.
It's almost that to me sounds
Yeah.
like it would be like the slice in golf, ball golf.
Yeah.
The ball golf, like your problem is you're slicing it, so you've got the distance, but it's going well off.
Yeah.
Here, you're sending it upwards,
Yeah.
and you're losing distance
Yeah.
because
Step one is
the
you want
trajectory is
to
too high.
keep it as flat as possible. Because like if you think about it, like if the disc is like you're throwing the disc this way, all the air is just hitting the disc and it's going to slow the distance. It's aerodynamic when it's going like this kind of thing. So
Parallel to the ground.
parallel to the
For those
yeah.
listening, this is fascinating.
Well, yeah, I have so many questions, but so little time. Why isn't Trevor in here?
He could come in. I've never even asked if he wanted to
He's
come in.
the, like-
He has message saying, "I'm so here for the disc golf talk.
He's the
Let's
disc
frickin'
golfer
go."
in
Travis,
this.
if you're listening, you want to come in, feel free to just
Yeah.
come on in and take a chair for a little bit. That's no
Yeah.
problem with that.
Yeah.
It's so COVID saw a jump.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I started September 2020.
So you only started doing this recently.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're the vice president of the Edmonton Disc Golf
Yeah.
Association. You,
Well, and
you
you
fell
were-
in love
yeah.
with it that much.
And you
Yeah.
were saying out there that you're single-handedly the best disc golfer in Edmonton. Like
Not even close.
And you only started
not
in
even
2020.
close.
Yeah. I
No.
think there was a few challenges laid against everyone else.
Yeah.
He did not say that. I'm making a
Yeah.
joke.
So kind of before 2020, I think the association had 70-ish members.
Okay.
Kind of thing. Really pretty small. That first year, 2020, 2021, we tripled in size, like of our membership. And now, so this year, we're hoping to hit 500 members.
Wow.
So we've kind of been growing pretty steadily since that initial bump of COVID, because like disc golf was one of the things, like you don't have to be within 6 feet of anyone. It's all outside.
Well, ball golf saw a huge surge
Yeah.
in
This.
in popularity because it was one of those. It was one thing you could go do with people without being with like right next to people.
Yeah.
And golf saw it. Actually, it sucked kind of because golf clubs got expensive since then
Yeah.
because everyone wanted to buy them, and now I'm looking for new golf clubs soon, and everything's shot up in price over the last few years. But so disc golf, same type of thing.
Yeah.
It was something you could do, so a lot of people took it up.
Yeah. And then, yeah, like when people couldn't play ultimate frisbee, come to a different disc sport, they play disc golf for a while, and then now most of them have gone back. Some of them have stuck around. Usually the ones that get injured playing ultimate frisbee and can't keep playing come over to disc golf. So
I always liked ultimate frisbee. Just on the side, I
Too
always
much
enjoyed
running.
it in school. I had a good accuracy getting it to my person I was throwing it to.
So
I could catch it pretty well too.
the ultimate frisbee disc
Yeah,
is a legal disc golf disc.
it's legal or illegal?
Legal.
Legal, okay.
You can use it. You wouldn't want to.
Why not?
It doesn't go near like some ultimate people can pump them out there. They'll never go as far as a disc golf disc
Okay.
kind of thing. So
Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes on my like reels or Facebook, you'll have like some 5 in a row of like disc golf world championships, like
Yep.
top 5 shots, and it's just amazing the way that they can shape these discs around, or have them super high and get over the trees and then come screeching down and
Yeah.
part of the chain gang. Is that
Yeah.
what you call yourselves? Like, are you guys a chain gang?
No, well, I mean,
Clang and banging?
some clanging and banging. Yeah,
Clanging and banging?
That's something that gets.
We have we have a disc golf hole.
Yeah.
So we
Basket.
basket that
Yeah.
my brother-in-law got the girls for their birthday a couple years ago, and it's sitting there.
It's by that one tree.
That's right. It's right by that one tree.
Yeah, in
Yes.
the middle of your backyard.
Yes,
Yes, I remember
great,
where it
great
was.
memory.
Because I think I pointed it out to someone.
Yeah. And so if a guy was to want to go and, you would suggest not to go to Walmart and get a set of disc golf clubs, discs.
Yeah. No.
Clubs are for ball.
No. Yeah.
You got to stop this.
One person did text in saying ball golf is now in my vocabulary, so I'm just saying it's.
Yeah,
There we go.
congrats.
Always looking to convert more
Yeah.
people. No, yeah. Walmart, Amazon. You'll see lots of like starter sets that come with 3 discs and a little bag and everything. But real disc golf stores would never sell the brands, like most of the brands that Amazon
I would
sells.
argue that with golf.
Same thing, yeah.
Same type of thing.
Yeah.
You're not going on Amazon to buy your golf clubs. You're not going to Walmart buying
No.
your golf
You go to
clubs or
Golf
anything.
Town.
That's where you're
Yeah.
going if you're just maybe starting, you're just whatever. You don't care. If you actually want to golf or really get into it and start even with lower end clubs, you go to a Golf Town, you go to a Golf Traders, you go to the golf stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go check out Murray at the Ranch and the TaylorMade Performance Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. Where it sounds very similar.
So we know where Golf Town is. Where's
Yeah.
Disc Golf Town?
I haven't seen that store yet. We've got a couple online retailers in the area that will like come out to our leagues and tournaments and stuff. brdiscgolf.com and wildmendiscgolf.com. Those are going to be your best places if you want to go like feel a disc. United Cycle sells a bunch. Canadian Tire, Play It Again Sports on 156. Those are kind of the physical locations we have right now. So
Cool.
yeah, again, spend $30 to $40 on one good kind of putter if you're starting out. Don't spend $40 on your sport near or whatever random English words they decide to use on Amazon for these discs.
Just doesn't do him justice.
Doesn't do them justice. They're really like fragile. They're gonna break a lot easier. So
Very, very neat.
Milne's nemesis in the Nasty Chet says, I prefer disc golf over ball golf. So I just want to
yeah,
throw that out there.
good guy. Good guy.
I'm not gonna ever say ball golf.
You just
You
did.
just did.
I was referring to how stupid it is.
I'm just saying you said it.
Well, fine.
So
then I
maybe
said
moving
it.
forward, you won't say ball golf anymore.
I'll
but I'll
never
say
say-
it for you.
Please be my spokesman for
Absolutely.
golf.
Well, like at ball golf at the Olympics right now, there's a 3-way tie atop the leaderboard, including Xander Schauffele. And we'll talk about that on the Lock Shop later today. Disc golf, maybe that will have to go to the Olympics one day, and then we'll have to. How do we differentiate the two?
Golf and
Can't.
disc golf.
Can't.
Sure you can.
No.
Just did.
They're both golf.
You want to go down this road today, Maddie? Huh?
Well, you know how they because with sport climbing, they have different disciplines underneath it.
Yeah. So it's golf, and then there'd be ball
disc
golf and disc golf.
Yeah.
It would
No.
have to be that way. It's
No,
all
no,
under
no.
the. Well, it's,
I'm sorry, disc
and
golfers.
basketball,
No,
it's
no,
basketball,
no.
and under basketball, there's men's basketball, women's basketball, men's 3x3 basketball, women's 3x3 basketball.
Stop.
Maybe.
Just stop.
I prefer not to.
There's
I prefer
golf.
Not to. So
Golf is golf. Disc golf is disc golf. Why can't we all just celebrate that and be happy there? Why do you need to differentiate and call one that is clearly golf, ball golf?
because it's
That's trying to give disc golfers too much credit.
Well, but what if you're somebody that plays both sports? And
Golf
you're talking to someone
and disc golf.
they might get confused.
No, I don't think there's anything confusing about that.
I think it's putting one ahead of the other.
It
and that's,
should be.
and maybe that's disrespectful.
Right. This
to the
isn't
disc.
human rights. This is a sport.
disc golf disc golf. It's on the rise,
Sure.
and we're giving it some credit here.
When disc golf is played every weekend on live TV, on network TV, and
Maybe
there's
not network
majors
TV.
and
Not
masters,
network TV, but there's
and not just streams, maybe then it would be called ball. No, I'm not even. I couldn't even
See,
say.
you weren't
it.
even gonna
I
go
couldn't
there.
even say.
You were
it.
going to go there. It was ball
it,
golf. How many courses are there in Edmonton? And do
So-
we have a good set of courses here in Edmonton
we've got a pretty good set.
Yeah.
So
for disc golf?
for disc golf, yeah. So
Thank you.
the association itself looks after 4 courses.
Okay.
So we've got Norwester, which is the one right here. Like you said, it's a random city block in the middle of an industrial area. So
You would never
wouldn't
expect there'd
you
be
would
one
never
here.
expect one, yeah. Then we've got Hermitage Park and Rundle Park over on the east end. Rundle Park is the oldest course in Alberta, I believe. It's been around. I know the tournament we run there has been going for 27 years.
Wow.
Geez.
So that course has been there for a long time. Hermitage Park, I think we installed that 2 or 3 years ago. And then the last course that we manage is a member exclusive. You have to be an EDGA member to go. It's actually on the grounds of Alberta Hospital. So we partnered with them to put the baskets in there. The patients can use them whenever they want. And we also get access to the grounds to play the course
What's the
there.
membership cost?
$20
Is that for per year?
per year. Yeah. So then,
Wow. That's affordable.
yeah, I mean, we don't. When we need like a lot of money or whatever, we'll do specific fundraising. There's
a raffle
grants
or
we can
something,
apply.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So $20, kind of keep it cheap. You get a little bag tag with a number, and then if you're playing against another person in the league or in the club, you play for tags, and then the person who wins gets the lower number. So everyone's trying to get to
fun.
number 1 tag.
Who currently holds the number 1 tag in Edmonton?
And what number do you have right
Yeah,
now?
I want to know your number too.
I dropped like 100 spots last night. I went from 60 something to 180 or something.
Just last night.
Just last night, yeah.
You
That is
got
such
upset?
a cool
Yeah.
thing.
You got
Holy
upset
yeah.
there.
Isn't that the neatest idea?
That's a cool way of doing things.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to deal with their nasty club for membership numbers.
Yeah, they just have a
Find ways where they have to go
bare knuckle
Yeah.
fight.
something. So the Sox is gonna have to put up his number 1. Everyone's coming for Tube Sox right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tube.
Yeah. Well, Dusty was talking about that Olympics, like backing up trailers and stuff, right? That's
Yeah, I ain't doing anything with those Olympics. I'm throwing that out there once again.
I'd win every event.
I'm just not planning anything.
Right.
I've got a little too much on my plate for planning and stuff.
Yeah.
Smitty the welder is going, we should put in a disc golf tournament for EST. I was like, well, it's a lot.
Matt, come on, do another
Okay,
trick.
is there, so you say the one has the membership.
yeah.
So the rest, you don't have to pay. You can just go use it.
Yeah, you can just go
How
use
do
it.
you, is there tee times or like, is it just first come, first serve when you get there?
It's first come, first serve. There are a couple of private courses. So people who own the land and installed a disc golf course, those ones you need to buy a membership separate from EDGA kind of thing. But yeah, you just show up. There is a pretty solid app called UDisc
Okay.
that people use to keep their scores and find courses, find stores. That's where we do all of our league scoring through and all that. And it'll actually tell you like a traffic by hour kind of thing.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can kind of see when the courses are the most busy on that day kind of thing if you want to avoid that. But like if you go to Rundle Park last night, it was back to back groups. I mean, we have our league, but even like after league, it's still just back to back people. Like it's pretty busy right now.
Incredible.
Do you have handicaps? Like, is that a thing, or is that just for
In
golf?
some leagues, they will do a handicap, and then like you play weekly against your handicap for some cash or whatever, whoever shows up. Our leagues, we do tiers. So the first 10 rounds you play in your league kind of set your tier, and that's based off of like I think tier 1 is better than -3, tier 2 is
Gotcha.
0 kind of thing. And then after those 10 rounds, you're competing in your tier, and any additional rounds that you score, you start knocking off your highest scores.
Right.
And then at the end of the league season, the top 40% of that tier get paid out based on the number of people in the tier. And like, you're getting $200-300 if you win your tier.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's so how many members are there currently active in, you keep saying EDGA, right?
Yeah.
Edmonton Disc Golf Association.
Yeah.
Okay. How many current members are there?
I think the last time I looked at our spreadsheet, we were up to over 420.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And there's specific league nights? And
Yeah.
you guys travel to the different courses around Edmonton?
Yeah. Yeah. So you sign up for the league separately because that's like cash prizes or disc giveaways and stuff. So we've got doubles league on Monday. So you're playing best disc kind of thing.
Yeah.
With your partner. Tuesdays, we've got our recreational league. So no tiering in that. You just show up and play. And then we give away discs every week kind of thing. Wednesdays, we've got our women's league and an anytime league. So instead of like having a specific set time for the league, you just show up to the course and play. And then Thursday nights, we have our league at Rundle, which is our most popular league. I think we have 120 people signed up just for that league.
Wow.
And that's where, it's $100 a person. I think $95 of that goes into the payouts at the end of the season. So like total in that league, we're giving away $10,000.
Wow.
Kind of thing. So
Is it when you guys? Is it foursomes? Does it matter how many?
Usually we try to hit between 3 and 5.
Okay.
Because it's not a shotgun start. It's kind of like you have a 2-hour window to show up. So we don't want people to have to sit there and wait for a full foursome if they have to get going, kind of thing. So, but usually, 4.
But it's like ball golf. It's very strict. Like you're not going to bigger more than 4.
Yeah.
You guys would be doing a little bit more than 4
Yes.
there.
Well, yeah, like we said, the disc golf rounds take 90 minutes to 2 hours. So,
Which is 9 holes in ball golf.
Yeah, a little bit more flexible on like you don't have to get as many people in, or you can kind of go with 5 and it only takes you an extra 15 minutes kind of thing.
Krager, he's really wanted me to ask this. As I was looking at this text, he sent me another message about it. So I'll read both back to back. I live in Athabasca, and I just found out the Athabasca is home to one of the best disc golf courses. Can you ask your guests about this course, please? I'd love to take my son and daughter to play a game. The course is called Rocky Lane. Please, man, ask about the Athabasca course. This was only like 6 minutes later. It's supposedly ranked in the top 5 courses in either Canada or Alberta, and it's also part of the Disc Golf Tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Rocky Lane's Fairways and something. I can't remember the full name. It is a ball golf / disc golf / soccer golf course,
really?
I think, in Athabasca.
That's why you have to break down all the golfs, because there was 3 golfs there.
I personally haven't played, but I'm actually going to a tournament there in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So that'll be my first time there. Everything I've seen and heard, beautiful place to go play. And yeah, I think they installed disc golf 2 years ago. They've got an annual tournament there. Can't specifically remember. This one's separate from the annual tournament, but I think we have 2 tours in Alberta.
Okay.
Of different tournaments where, again, every placement you get adds points to your total, and then at the end of the year, there's extra prizes or cash or whatever. So we've got the Northwoods Tour, which goes around northern Alberta to like Fort McMurray, Grand Prairie, Hinton, Drayton Valley, Athabasca, I think. And then there's the Cold Garden Cup, which I think is Alberta and maybe one in Saskatchewan. And that's sponsored by Cold Garden Brewery out of Calgary.
Okay.
So yeah, they go Calgary, Lethbridge. Our River City Cup in Edmonton was part of that tour. So they give us a bunch of money to help prop up the professional payouts for each tournament to get more professionals coming in. So,
how many professionals are there? Like, is there like major tours and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
So, kind of at the very top level, there's the Disc Golf Pro Tour. These are the people who make a living playing disc golf. They travel mostly around the United States, There's a little like section in the middle of the year where they go over to Europe to play as well. They're mostly like, so they do win money for these tournaments, and payouts on the Pro Tour, like for first place, or somewhere between like 5,000 and I think the biggest one is 40,000 US for one tournament. So I mean, nothing compared to ball golf, but I mean, you could make a living if you're winning $5,000 every week, kind of thing. But they're mostly like sponsored athletes by the disc golf manufacturers or the bag companies, that kind of thing. So they have basically promotional deals. You're only going to throw our discs. Appear in our commercials.
Rory golfs, whatever clubs he golfs. Tiger was for the longest time Nikes and all of that. So same type of thing.
Yeah. So that's the big one. Mostly in the United States. In Canada, we do have a Canadian disc golf tour. So that's coast to coast, pretty good payouts. But again, there's not a lot of people in Canada doing like full-time disc golf. And if they do, they just go down to the States. Because they've got the tours every year.
And they've got the money.
Yeah.
Generally, America has the money. America.
Yeah.
America.
I mean, locally, anybody can technically sign up to play in the professional division. You're not going to win. But
that sounds like a challenge right there. Haven't seen me play yet.
yeah. So
you don't know what Matt's capable of.
My labrum repair wasn't for golf. It was for disc golf.
There we go.
I'm set now.
Yeah. So every time you play in a tournament, no matter what kind of division you're in, at the end of your round, you actually get a rating from the Professional Disc Golf Association, PDGA.
EDGA.
Yeah.
EDGA.
EDGA.
Yeah. EDGA rolls off the tongue a little bit
EDGA's
better.
easier to say than
EDGA.
Yeah. So yeah, and then like your rating goes up and down based on how you performed against the field in that tournament. So you kind of use that rating to determine which division you should play in. So the highest rated pros come in around 1,050. Me playing for 4 years now, I am an 873 rated golfer. People kind of looking to start out in the tournaments come in around 750 kind of thing. So, and I think the highest rated pros around here are between 950 and 1,000 rated. So they can still shoot really well, but they wouldn't even get cash on the Pro Tour kind of thing still. So
are pars the same? Usually courses, 3s, 4s, 5s, or you guys have different pars?
Same kind of par. Usually a hole is par 3 instead of par 4. But we've got we've got par 4s. I don't think we have any par 5s. We don't have any par 5s on our courses. The 2 private courses in the area do have par 5s.
Okay.
So what would what would a par score be? Like 50 something or
54 on 18 if they were all par 3s.
Yeah.
So most of our courses come in at 56, 57 because
Gotcha.
we'll have a few par 4s in there.
few? Wow.
Yeah. And then
Trev does.
holes anywhere from, I think our shortest hole is 120 feet to 630 is our longest one that we look after. So
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet Zach would still go over 100.
it's pretty hard not to throw 100, but
You don't know Zach.
it's hard to once you kind of like it. There's kind of like a few plateaus. So like kind of getting over that 100, 150, and then kind of getting over 300 feet. Those are kind of
Like in terms of how far you're
and how
throwing
far
the
you can
disc.
throw. Yeah, those are kind of where like
Yeah, he's saying Zach will get like 100, score 100 though.
score 100.
Score 100.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. He shot 180 in like
It was like
golf
his first round ever of golf. And I still get mad at whoever he was golfing with because they should have told him you got to pick up the ball at some points. Or
Yeah,
put
it's like
double
just
par.
double par and
you
you
put
walk
double
off.
par
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, There's no reason he should have had 180.
And for whoever was keeping that score,
That's where you got to give him some slack there and be like, I'm just going to put an 8 down on this par 4 and not give you a 15 or whatever it is.
yeah, you got to check yourself.
Where was the Marshall? Like, that's got to be a long round.
Oh, that was at a city course.
I don't think there was much of a Marshall at this course.
Yeah.
There's actually EDGA, Central Alberta Disc Golf Association. Smitty the welder seems like he must be
He's into this.
quite the disc golfer.
Well,
because
there's Armedga.
he said he just got the number 2 tag
Nice.
for EDGA. So he took down a big dog.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Congrats. Now we're coming for you, Smitty.
Yeah.
I'm still coming for tube socks.
Yeah. I think we should just have feats of strength out on the new artificial turf in front of the studio. Feats of strength for your Nasty Club membership number.
Yeah.
Think of all the laminating you're going to have to do.
I'm not a fan. I'm constantly changing it. I am not a fan of artificial turf. I hate the look of it.
Do you hate the look of it in front of this building?
I do, but I understand why they're doing it here because nothing else works.
It's a lot better than the rocks that they had.
The
there that you
rocks with all
break
the
your
weeds was
ankles
not
on.
good, and apparently growing grass there is like impossible.
Sure.
But I hate seeing artificial turf.
You don't like it in settings
give
where
me grass. I want grass.
people are
Just let me
just-
see grass.
they
But
don't
part
wanna
of it
have-
is like in a house.
Yeah.
Like it's when it's October and there's no snow yet.
It
it's
looks
bright
weird.
green.
And I see this bright green. I go, this isn't natural. This isn't right.
Yeah, it's like a cheat code of some sort.
And it's one of those things where like go take care of a lawn. If you're at a house, take pride.
But what if they're elderly or might not have the means to do the lawn mowing, and then you just
And also,
throw
there's
that
got to
to
be
them?
somebody young in that area that's willing to do it. And without their price, their fee is satisfaction. One, knowing you're helping someone, and 2, that you have another good lawn you've taken care of. The only thing you have to pay for if you're that elderly person is the water.
You know, I can't wait for when the girls are of age, my girls, my daughters, to take the lawnmower and just go around. We're going to put a big sign up on the mailbox. Say, hey, if you're away or on holidays.
Yeah.
I used to have a business when I was growing up in our subdivision. It was called J&J's Lawn Salon.
Nice.
Why J&J's?
His name was Jay as well.
Oh, so you had a
Yeah.
buddy that you did this
So
with.
when people were away on holidays, we'd feed their pets, mow their lawns if we needed, do whatever you needed. So as soon as Grace is heavy enough to sit on the lawnmower without it
driving.
turning off,
Yeah.
she's
Oh, does it
gone.
shut off?
It's a safety. Yeah.
Oh, is there? I didn't know that.
So like a kid can't get on and ride it. You have to be an adult size
Or,
or wait.
you fall off and
Or if you fall off, then it'll auto shut off.
Really?
Yeah.
I've learned something today. Well,
I should have
today,
put
I've
you on
learned
the
a lot.
lawnmower when you were there.
I've never used a ride and lawnmower.
Oh wow, we could. It would be fun.
done that.
It would be
me
fun.
neither, but
It was
yeah.
all. I always had to do push.
Yeah.
It was always had to go with the push.
Yeah.
Dad had 2 boys for a reason. He said, "Which is take care of the lawn and stuff like that." So we had to
Right.
push. We weren't fortunate enough.
The girls will not touch my lawn. They'll do other lawns.
It's your lawn.
I'm the keeper of the lawn.
This text comes in. What is Brock's favorite disc that he uses the most?
Great
What's your
question.
go-to club?
The
if you will,
disc
or
I use the most. Well, I mean, I guess technically the putter is what I like. My Envy or my Axiom Envy is the disc I use the most because it's the putter. The most shots I take during any given round.
Is that a humble brag there, or
No. If I use my putter
use it.
less,
Yeah,
then
That's-
that would be good.
that would be good. I guess,
I like
eh?
that you
Yeah.
put your name and number in here quickly on this aside.
Oh yeah, because
Do
they get
people-
lost.
Yeah. Do people actually call? Is it a pretty good community in that sense that if you find when you're sending someone?
If one of our members finds a disc, they're giving them a call because again, like Rundle Park, there's a few ponds we're throwing over and they go in the water kind of thing, and you don't always want to go get them. So, I have had discs with my number on them and get no callback.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So
But now, okay, so if you take away putter, what's your favorite
Yeah.
disc to go? Because like with ball golf, I have certain clubs that I absolutely love to hit.
Yeah.
I do well with. The other clubs I hate. I have to use
7
them.
iron is mine.
That you like or hate.
Love.
I have a 3 hybrid. I always hit it well.
Right.
yeah. So disc golf discs go from 1 speed to 14.5 speed. The disc, if I had to pick one disc to play around with, I would go with a 6.5 speed MVP resistor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's got the resistor on it.
Sounds
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah. It's very overstable disc.
Do you have an MVP?
It's in my car. I didn't bring. Oh wait, no, did I bring it in? No, I didn't. So MVP, the brand, you'll notice that. So like this one is all one piece. That one's all one piece.
Yeah.
The MVP, they actually mold this center part first, and then they mold the rim on because science. If you push the mass of the disc to the edge, there's supposed to be more gyroscopic fade or something. I don't know. I just like how the two-tone looks kind of thing.
So does it matter? Because in golf, some people care about the look of their club.
Yes.
I have one buddy that like he had to send back a driver because when he looked down, he hated the look of it.
Yeah.
Just it bothered him. Yeah. Is that the same thing for disc golf? If you...
Some people will only buy certain colors.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, some people only buy certain manufacturers. Some people like me, they dye the discs.
Okay.
So like this is
it doesn't affect the
this is a glow
performance?
disc. No. So yeah, it was just kind of this pale color. But yeah, so you take your little Cricut stencil, put vinyl on top, put some dye on it, and put fancy colors.
Wait a minute. So this was plain?
Yeah.
There's that side color.
Yeah.
It was that. Okay. People need to see this.
You're gonna go show it right up there on the camera that I kind of got.
Yeah.
So you did that pattern?
Yeah. So I just downloaded a image file from like some free image place, cut it up on the Cricut, and put the different colors on.
That'd be a neat way to get kids involved in that. Is to offer stencil kits and you can personalize your.
Yeah. Well, and like
your daughters like crafts.
Yeah, they sure do.
Mm-hmm. So you can get into. Maybe that's a business they could get into.
Well, we already have the hole or the chains.
Yeah, but I'm saying like get them into hiring any disc golfers if they want designs. They'll take
there's people on like
they'll customize it for people. There's the business
Etsy and stuff.
Yeah,
they'll sell discs for $50-$60 a piece with a dye job on them
because it's like art.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. Or again, like take commissions. Like if you want an Edmonton Oilers disc. I mean, nobody would ever download the logo and put it on a unlicensed product.
Yeah, sell it. No, that would never happen.
Never happens.
Ever.
It would just be upside down.
Yeah. Backwards.
But I'm just Milne girls. There's a business here.
They're just cute. They're little girls.
I'm saying there's a business opportunity.
I know. So, if they did happen to do that, forgive them.
Yeah.
Download an Oilers.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that like they could go and like make some money by designing people's discs.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to like. Is there any like big artists that have gotten involved in like selling their? Because like an artist will take a genuine picture and then they'll make prints off of that, right? So I wonder if you could do like put a, let's just say a Van Gogh.
I was about to say, if it's not the unauthorized, unlicensed, put the Van Gogh on there.
The Screaming Man or whatever.
I don't know of any like famous pieces of artwork, but I know some like bands or celebrities have kind of done their own line or stamps on discs. So there's a line of Grateful Dead discs.
Really? That doesn't surprise me.
Slipknot discs.
There's probably Fish discs.
Yeah.
Slipknot. I like
Bert
Slipknot.
Kreischer is a big disc golfer. He's actually sponsored by one of the companies, and his face is on some discs. Bill Nye is sponsored.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. That makes sense with all the science that goes into this.
Yeah.
Bill Nye's involved.
I'm a little Bert Kreischer'd out.
Yeah. I've never really. The only thing I know of Bert Kreischer, the two things is he was at the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival, which had Alley Cat as the official beer.
Yeah.
And in Vegas, he was sitting at like a table behind us, and the boys pointed him out. I'm like, I guess I didn't know who he really was. I wouldn't have figured out, knew that he was somebody important.
He's
or
a
famous.
lot. He's a lot.
Is he?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. He's done a few like celebrity pro-am disc golf tournaments. And I mean, he's pretty funny on the course because he just hams it up like the entire. He's not a serious disc golfer, but he enjoys the sport.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I've never really watched the Pebble Beach Pro-Am that closely to see if any of those pros, or the amateurs, I should say, kind of just putts around as opposed to actually take it seriously. Most of them, I think, take it seriously.
Yeah.
Ball golf is pretty stuffy.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Is it not stuffy?
Golf?
But yeah, ball golf isn't that a little stuffy?
It's very, very, yeah. You know, it's perceived as pretentious in a
can
rich
be.
person sport.
Yeah.
So this is kind of nice because
It doesn't sound like that at all.
Well, no, it sounds like dudes getting together, chain ganging it on a Monday, Tuesday
Guys
night.
and gals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and gals,
of
yeah.
course. But
I
like,
know my cousin, she's into her and her husband. Well, I guess they're both my cousins then in the end, but her and her husband, they both like disc golf.
there doesn't seem like there's that much barrier to entry.
No.
You know, other than getting
It's
a
also
set
cheaper.
of discs.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean.
Sounds like it's very affordable.
It's accessible.
Yeah.
It's like tennis. Like
Yeah.
the courts are
What-
there. You
Well,
just need
tennis-
a racket and a ball. You know, like for kids to get involved with
Sure.
it. Like go down to Rundle Park. We were there. I forget what we were doing. We went for a bike ride down there, and they had that big fountain going.
Yeah.
And there was one of the holes goes right kind of over that.
Beside it, yeah.
And we just sat there and watched for a couple minutes because there was people coming through, and that tree must eat a lot of
Yeah. Well, yeah,
discs.
that specific hole, you've got, again, for the two kinds of players, if you're a right-handed backhand, so the lake is on the left and the fairway wraps around it. So if you're a right-handed backhand, your disc is going to go like this. So you're shooting on the fairway, but there's this massive tree in front of you kind of thing.
Great.
So you've got a small window to hit the gap and then fade over. If you're a four-handed player, you're basically throwing at the fountain
right.
and hoping it fades back in bounds without
Gosh.
getting in the water. So
It was intense. It was cool.
You're gonna have to go buy some disc golfs or discs, or get the ones that was dropped off for us that Trev has us, and take them with you next time.
Well, I think given that it's such close proximity, I see where this is going.
You're just gonna head there.
No, we're gonna have a 3-hole EST disc golf tournament.
I'm not taking part. I don't need to embarrass you guys.
Oh my gosh! First of all,
I also, I'm just gonna be, when I win, I'll be just somehow I cheated somehow, so I just don't even get involved.
oh, don't
You guys all could
woe
do
is
it.
me that BS. First of all, I think Trev is the leader in the clubhouse without even
Sounds like
getting
it,
out
yeah.
of it. Right? He's played. I think Dustin fancies himself as an athlete, so I think he'd have to be in the mix.
yeah,
I mean, if your shoulder can hold up, you'd be definitely top 5.
it's just team building, right? You gotta
Yeah, come on,
Yeah.
Matt.
I don't think any sport is team building for EST because it's gonna turn into some sort of argument or debate.
Yeah, it's gonna get nasty pretty
That
quick.
easily. Like, I don't think we've done anything yet that hasn't turned into something. Zach is, though, the Steph Curry of the office. We've learned that this
Yeah.
week.
He told me about that.
Yeah, you got the 3-pointer.
He got
right?
the 3-pointer. He's the Steph Curry of the office. There's no one else.
There's no debating that.
I don't think there is. I think it's just solidified. It's set in stone. It's going to take a lot.
Did he mark on the floor and put Zach and the date? Because then that's the mark.
He should have. He'll go drive out wherever he played, and he'll go do that later.
Okay.
Actually, it was funny because that day then Dusty was getting really mad because it's so easy to egg him on in that one. And he's like, I'll go do it right now. And I was like, let's go. And then he had to fly to
Oh yeah.
he had to fly to Winnipeg. He's like, I can't. I'm
Convenient.
flying. I was like, oh, then
Convenient.
don't say you're going to. So, just know that Zach is the Steph Curry of our office. He's the best basketball player we have, basically.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Not even close.
Getting told I have a nice shirt.
Who told you that?
10 Hitchcock.
Nice.
What is it for?
Whale and the Wolf.
It is Whale and
nice.
the Wolf, their Sharp Knife t-shirt.
Nice.
It has the lyrics of the song on the back.
Yeah, this is funny. When I went to the concert and got it, I wore it the next day, and my girls were like, "Hey, what's that say on the back of your shirt?" So they proceeded to read the lyrics, which is like, "You better believe there's a sharp knife
Oh, yeah.
inside my head." And they're like, "Daddy, what's this song about?" I don't know. I don't know the premise of the lyrics, but I'm sure it's good.
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
No. What kind of band? What kind of music do you listen to?
Mostly metal.
Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to get the Slipknot discs. They were sold out.
There's a great CJSR on Fridays.
Yeah.
Has a great metal show at a Lunchbox Metal, is it called, or something? At noon or something. Oh, it's a good metal.
Yeah.
It's a solid, like, there's not a lot of people that play metal in the city of Edmonton.
Yeah. Again, most of the time I'm just on Spotify. Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
no, so CJSR has one where they'll play like some really good metal. That's why when me and Dave Jameson at 1260, we did Metal Mondays.
Yeah.
Because And then we would just claim we're the most metal of Edmonton and just go with that, because who else is playing metal and stuff? Bear would do it a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, I think Cruz has like a metal hour on the weekends or something like that. But metal very, very disrespected.
Yeah.
Did you when Chaos AB came like in 20? Did you go to that?
Yeah, we went to the first day, and then second day, like we showed up and it was like sheets of rain, and we weren't gonna wait for the 4 hours for it to clear up. So
I went for day one, and then I just showed up at the end to see Marilyn Manson on day two. So I missed like all the rain. I was at a party, and then I just showed up late, so I missed most of that rain and stuff.
Disturbed was why we bought the tickets. So
it was great seeing Disturbed.
Yeah.
Also, I never had seen Guar prior to that.
Okay, yeah, I'd seen them once before.
So it was like, that was my welcome to, let's see Guar.
Yeah.
And then me, Zach, Eric, and I.
There
We went to go see Guar this year, and it was great.
Did you wear the white T-shirt?
I didn't wear the white T-shirt. We stayed outside the mosh pit where they were getting sprayed, but right near the end, a couple shots came and nailed me, and I was like,
there you go.
I'm baptized.
Yeah.
The Guar baptized. It happens. I now have felt it, and it's a wild show. I highly recommend going to see Guar for anyone.
Oh yeah.
It's not about the music.
Yeah.
It's about the show that you're watching. It's weird. It's crazy. It's wonderful all at once.
Dusty baptized Norman at Combine.
We actually haven't talked about that, I don't think, yet.
At the Nasty Bash.
This is the EST Hangout.
With what?
Birdie Booze.
Live on Edmonton Sports. It was Birdie Booze? Not the 6 o'clocker?
Well, it's a mixture of both, I think.
Okay. This is EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio, as well as those watching on YouTube. Brock Ciochetti.
Ciochetti.
You had to get the first time.
No, that was the second time, I think. Ciochetti. Edmonton Disc Golf Association Vice President J. Milne Iwanyk with you here. Norm got the first one. And I thought it was a mixture.
I believe it was. I could find the video, I think, but I believe it was something.
I just know that had happened. People came in at the Nasty Bash and said Norm got baptized, and he was the first one. So maybe that's like a yearly thing at the Nasty Bash. One person gets baptized.
Time,
I think, it would be like adding another person to the, to the beauty list.
Yeah.
It's one person a year that can be baptized and formally brought on, into the fold, so to speak. Were you at the last table, the final table there? You were, weren't you?
I was there at the end. I left. Probably there was 9 people left when I left. I took Eric home.
That was a fantastic party.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's just, I had to preface it to my wife that you're going to meet a lot of people that have strange names on their name tags. None of them are going to go by their real name.
Yeah.
They're all going to go by their name tag name, and there'll be some weird ones. So that was awesome, though.
There's a lot of people that didn't know my name tag. I'd explained my name tag a lot to people.
What was your name tag?
It was Marty.
Marty.
People didn't know that I go by Marty.
I thought you'd put Coo. Coo.
No. People know.
Should we talk about Marty?
No, we're good. There's only one true Marty in the city of Edmonton on Edmonton Sports Radio, and he is the president of the Trey Ford fan club.
Damn right.
Let's get to Road Warriors, which is brought to you by AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers, custom manufacturing heavy haul trailers for mining, oil and gas equipment, highway transportation, quality, innovation, integrity, no patch jobs, better than you solutions, trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large loads, AccuSteel.ca. It is halftime at the Olympics between Canada and Spain, men's basketball. My ESPN app is causing me troubles. Canada is leading.
They're up by 9.
Is it 9?
48-39, I think.
So that's what I just want to make sure I can get it perfectly here now.
Can I just say that once again, in my opinion, and I like the track side of the Summer Olympics a lot more than anything else. So that is a caveat for what I'm about to say. But I find that the Canadian coverage generally stinks.
Stinks?
Stinks.
You're on the opposite side of this.
At least on TV. I'm not talking on like a streaming or TSN Plus where you can choose what you're watching.
Yeah.
Sportsnet has 4 channels that are dedicated to the Olympics. given that it is the summer of Jay and I have some time off, I've been able to watch some of these during the mornings.
Yeah.
And they're always playing the same thing on all 4 Sportsnet channels.
That's because Sportsnet isn't the rights holder.
TSN has 5
They're not the rights
channels.
holders. Neither are rights holders.
Right. CBC.
Is the rights holders.
And they have 1 channel.
Yes.
And I swear to God, it's always playing judo. What is up with judo?
49-38 at halftime, by the way.
Didn't we win a medal in judo?
Yes, we did. We won a
Sure.
gold.
Yeah.
The things is, it's CBC pays the money, so they're the rights holders. They use TSN and Sportsnet to show some extra stuff, so we get that extra coverage of that way. Which is in the States, it's only NBC, and they have their other channels. It's the same thing that you can throw things onto.
Did you see what
CBC is considered one of the best broadcasters of the Olympics that there is in their coverage of it, beyond just even the website. They are highly regarded as one of the best Olympic broadcasters.
Sure, but what they're showing on TV, I'm not saying streaming.
I don't know
saying
when you're watching.
There's only one CBC channel.
Yeah, and every time I throw it on, there's something good on.
I guess we have different definitions of
I've
what's
seen
good.
swimming a lot.
Yeah.
I've
Gymnastics a
seen
lot.
gymnastics a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen the top
Yeah.
sports on CBC. I've seen them when Canada's about to do something, them go to that.
Yeah.
See,
The Canadian women's soccer team has been on CBC.
okay, this is anti-Canadian as well. I don't necessarily care just to watch the Canadians who are going for medals.
And this
I
is
can
actually
watch
one of
that
the reasons.
in the roundup at the end of the day. Just show me different sports. Show me shooting. Have you seen any shooting? Have you seen any skateboarding, BMX?
I've watched those
like
on
the
the
whole
side.
the whole
Sail,
on the side. You're saying that
Yes, but-
on the streaming.
do you know how many sports are happening at a given moment?
I understand
So
that.
how many people want to watch surfing?
I've seen enough gymnastics for a lifetime now.
Sure.
I
Fair.
don't need to see Simone Biles kick everyone's ass
That's not
again.
Canada.
I'm done. I don't need to see the bars. I don't need to see a pommel horse for another 5 years.
This is
6
why
years.
CBC Gem, you could click whatever you want. Watch whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm
You have all the
saying
power.
It is not. So here's the thing: you go on NBC, they are switching. Like during the day, they're switching. They're going, and they focus. They get. Trust me, I get it. They focus on their athletes too. But if I find that they are going from sport to sport, different sports, like like I swear to God, all you're seeing on CBC is
The big stuff. The big stuff is on CBC.
yeah. But okay,
The
so
big
maybe
events.
it's a me problem. Maybe I
Because
just want to
TSN
see
and
different
Sports that
things.
have other things. They generally TSN Sports then will show the other things.
Yeah.
And then the deeper cuts, the shooting, the surfings, the skateboardings, the BMX is going to be online.
Yeah. Well, and I
They can
think
only
like
show so much.
with
CBC
one channel. Yeah.
CBC is going to show you the Canadians, and then they're going to show you the top teams in that sport.
And they're going to jump around.
Yeah. NBC is going to show you the Americans no matter where they are in the sport. If
Well,
they're dead
and-
last, you're still going to see them.
I know, and truthfully, the Americans have a ton of more athletes than the Canadians.
Yeah.
So they have more options
They
to
also
jump
are
around.
way
to different-
bigger homers.
Yeah.
And
I'm okay with the homer.
I know, I am too,
Yeah.
but they only focus on the Americans.
you-
CBC actually does focus on other athletes and other sports. That's why you got gymnastics.
If you want to talk about streaming, have you seen what NBC offers on the Peacock?
No.
They offer the Gold Zone.
Oh, somebody was saying
So
that. Yeah.
you know, NFL during the season we have Red Zone channel where every time a team's in scoring, they switch to it. They have the Gold Zone. I've seen an Octobox on the Peacock Gold Zone.
See, that's the thing CBC I do think needs to add.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if whenever somebody in Canada is in contention, it doesn't matter
Well,
what
it's not
sport.
as much.
I know, but even let's say they're trying to get into the quarterfinals. Well, that's contention. Put that on the canoe or the.
Okay, well, actually, with that, CBC does a very good job of actually when somebody's going for an event,
Yeah.
and they're close to a medal or something, CBC does flip to it. CBC, if you just watch CBC all day, if Canada's in contention for a medal, CBC will air.
They're
it for
on
you.
it. Okay.
Yes,
But they
you're on
do
the
have
wrong
the
channel.
technology because, like, when I've been watching, they kind of like when they're switching sports, they go out, they show 16 different sports, and then they kind of zoom into the one they're focusing on.
I would like the ability, if I had a thing to criticize our coverage with, I would like a quad thing online where I could pick the 4 sports I watch at any given moment.
Or a picture-in-picture.
Well, that's
option.
like because earlier this week I was trying to watch canoeing and surfing at the same time, and I had to like readjust my screen on there.
Yeah, that would
and I
be
don't like
something.
that. But I'd like to have like 4 boxes right now, and I go this one surfing, this one canoeing, this one basketball, this one soccer or something, or golf.
Jasmine's in the nasty chat, thanking everybody for the comments from tuning in yesterday and apologizing for all the basketball talk. Never apologize for basketball talk, Jasmine.
Jasmine, we're on to today, not yesterday. Having to make it about you.
Oh, wow. That's not a way to treat a co-host.
She came in very demanding yesterday.
So she should.
She was demanding all over the place.
Keep it up. There's lots of time in this.
Don't worry,
in
one
this
of her
office.
demands might mess with you, which I haven't gotten to yet. Until off the air to tell you about this yet.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, see?
Well, I'm sure it's fine.
Also, I don't know if you watched Big Brother yesterday, Jasmine, but did not expect that.
Oh, that's what BB is talking. BB is Big Brother.
Yeah.
I thought she meant basketball.
Oh, did she say the BB talk?
BB talk.
No, she's talking about Big Brother.
Oh, yeah. Shut that down. This is a sports station, for God's sake.
It's a sport. It's a competition.
I really don't care.
It's a competition.
Sure.
So that's where, to me, there's athleticism to it in some of the competitions.
Can you bet
too.
on it?
I'm sure you can.
I'm sure somewhere you probably could have.
People bet on Survivor.
Yeah. Like, that would be interesting to see if Coolbet would do something like that. Throw up lines on. I mean, that might be like, you
I
might
don't know
be
how you
really.
come
There's
up with
disc golf
lines and
betting.
stuff.
Is there
that-
really?
Yeah, yeah. There was a company doing it in the States. I think they shut down. It's bigger over in Europe right now than it is here, but
Really?
it is happening. Yeah.
Wow. Fascinating.
Yeah.
I had no idea you could bet on disc golf.
I mean, there's a pro tour. You can bet on it, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
guess. Like,
I'm
if
sure
it-
you can bet on competitive tag if you want.
That is
Probably.
competitive tag. Have you watched it on TV?
A little bit, yeah.
You know, like
Yes.
sometimes you're scrolling through and you're like, oh, World Tag League.
Somebody's going to get destroyed at some
I'm
point.
gonna.
Yeah.
This looks cool. Yeah, you watch it for 5 minutes, and I think you've watched everything. Like it's not. There's not much to it.
Well, it's just being evasive.
Yeah, I get it, but like every one of them is evasive.
By the way, the Canadian women's soccer team, they play tomorrow. Just quickly back to
Who do they got? Who do they?
who do they play?
Draw
I
up
don't think you
against.
can say who do they got. That's not proper English, I don't believe. So
Who might they be playing tomorrow, Matthew?
They're taking on Germany. And the winner of that
The
will take
Germans.
on the winner of Japan.
So is this
United
quarterfinals?
States. This is quarterfinals. Yes. And the question I have about them is are they still going to be fired up about everything and this is going to propel them to a gold medal, or did it take everything out of them to get through
yeah.
the group that they're going to be exhausted and we're going to see a letdown come just because it's like they overcame that 6-point deficit? Is there that? Did they hit that wall? Did they use everything they could to get here that now it falls? And I'm very curious to see what we'll see from them. And like if they falter, I wouldn't be shocked.
of
I
course
also
not.
wouldn't be upset because it makes sense. It's just like if on the Lock Shop I was saying yesterday, it's like the Oilers, they used everything they could to force Game 7, then they just didn't have anything for Game 7.
Yeah.
I can see maybe the Canadian women don't have anything left for Germany. Germany's very good too. I think ranked 4th in the world.
It depends. I mean, that was a lot of emotion.
That's the thing. So is there a letdown that
I
comes?
think physically,
because
no. Emotionally,
Mentally, yeah.
but mentally.
that's a lot. That's a big ask, and they did what
No one
they
expected
did the unthinkable.
Yes, everyone once they saw a 6-point deduction, I think most people were
Wrote
like,
'em
they're
off.
done. They're not getting through.
And the fashion
But
they
they
did it
won
in
it.
was incredible.
And Andre DeGrasse will run the 100-meter men's final at 150 on Sunday, so that's stuff to watch for this week.
He's not in the 100 minute.
He'll be in there. That's
Oh,
what I'm.
okay.
He will be there, and we will see what.
When are the heats?
There's preliminary rounds this overnight. Round
Tonight?
round one tomorrow starts at 3:55 a.m. and goes all the way till 4:58. The semis go Sunday at 12, 12:14, 12:23, and then the final goes at 1:50.
On Sunday.
Yes.
That seems early for the men's 100-meter final. Well, I guess that's 8:30 over there.
Oh, you're talking about time-wise?
Yeah.
I thought maybe in
Yeah.
the
Never
schedule
mind,
of the
never
Olympics.
mind. Yeah.
No, that's prime time.
That is
Yeah,
prime time.
That's prime time for the world.
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
sense. Like
sure.
when soccer has their big matches overseas, it's usually like 1 o'clock our time here
Yeah.
because you've got the night crowd in Europe, you've got the daytime crowd in North America. That's what you're building it around. And this is the marquee event of the Summer Olympics.
Wow.
Everyone focuses on this one
Yeah.
event, and we'll see Andre DeGrasse be in it, and we'll see what he can do for it. And then Jay owes me $20.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. It's because you're a true Canadian.
Yeah.
Other Canadians would be wishing me luck too, but this guy just goes against Canada. He's not even listening. He's on his phone in this show.
Yeah.
Not even
I'm just
paying
checking the
attention.
nasty chat.
Yeah. So my Olympics connection is my cousin Jenny was bobsled 2 pilot in Sochi.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's just such a cool thing to be able to say I was an Olympian.
Yeah.
So cool.
Right?
Like, I wonder what the percentage is of the world's population that get to say that. Like 0.000000001 or something like crazy.
Well, there's a lot of pro athletes, but not every pro athlete can be an Olympian.
Yeah.
That
And
is
it's
right. Like, it's even
such
smaller.
a window as well. Like
Right.
she was competing on like the world championships and stuff for again 7-8 years. But she only had the one chance to get to the Olympics.
Well, there's a window in your sporting career, but
Yeah.
there's a literal window to Olympic appearances. That's why when you see the Simone Biles of the worlds and you know these even the Ali Black or what's in the Canadian female? Ellie Black.
Yeah.
I think this is her 4th Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean, right there, that is an amazing feat. I mean, how many Olympics did Christine Sinclair play in? 4?
She first started with the national team in 02-ish. So I don't know if she would have been there in 04, if they made it in 04. So if Canada was, so there could have been 08, 12, 16, and 20.
Yeah.
So 4 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's incredible.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
You know, to hit 4 Olympics is pretty rare. That's why, like, you see somebody like Usain Bolt, and he won 3 straight golds in both 200 meter and 100 meter. 3 straight of them.
Have you seen what that Ledecky is doing? That Katie Ledecky and
Yeah,
The
I
US
don't
swimmer
care.
where
I
no one
care
else is
what's-
even on screen when she finishes.
her fastest times. She owns like 20 of the
I care what
fastest times.
Summer McIntosh is doing because I care about the Canadians.
She's
going to
be the flag bearer for the closing ceremonies.
Yeah.
Like, no question.
Imagine being 17 and being a 2-time gold medalist.
And the flag bearer.
What she's going to like, and this isn't even her Olympic.
No,
Like when you think about it, like she's 17. It's LA
It's
that we're looking at.
incredible.
What could Summer McIntosh do in LA?
Wow.
How much could she like just take over?
Can I just say, I really hope they do the closing ceremonies in a more traditional manner than the floating on the
You
river.
didn't like the
I did not.
what is it called? The Seine.
Seine.
The Seine. Okay.
I did not. Just personal preference. I liked when they enter in the stadium and whole crowds there, and you can hear the roar of the crowd for the bigger countries, and you know, like
I will say I was expecting more from it.
it was very
I was
blah.
yes, I was expecting the fact that this whole thing was going to be on the river, that there was going to be a lot of crazy things happening or something.
But the
And
only
it seemed
crazy things they had were those barges with people doing tricks on BMX bikes and like
Well, and then there's
all
that
dressed
horse,
in white.
the one horse rider that came, and it took like 20 minutes for them to go down the Seine or whatever it's called, and that's all they showed. I was like, well, how long is this going to take? I was getting really annoyed because I love watching the torch. I love watching the torch
but
get lit.
what's up with
and
that
it took
thing?
forever.
Is it just floating there?
It's floating on a rope, I think, so it doesn't go away.
That's
and
incredible.
it's non-fueled, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
not.
fake. It's LED or something.
That's
lame.
That's
I
that's,
get it because they're trying to be a greener Olympics, and using all that fuel isn't exactly green. But I also go, there's something about a torch burning
Yeah.
throughout the entire Olympics. That is the Olympics.
That's a forge.
Yeah.
I was very underwhelmed by it.
Well, and the time it took them to come up
I know, it
and
was
then
all-
light it, it's like, come on. We had to press fast forward several times.
I couldn't. Well, I was getting mad because I was just waiting to go home because we had Nasty Bash and I needed to go pick some stuff up and then stop at home to then get to. And I was waiting I just want to see the torch.
Yeah.
And they kept saying on CBC, oh, the torch lighting is happening any second now. And then they started the speeches. I was like, we're not even close to the
No,
torch
we're not even-
happening
we're
yet.
not even an
so
hour
I
out.
immediately left, went, got to Staples, grabbed it, got home, and still had time to wait till I saw the torch get lit.
Yeah.
I was not happy.
Was Celine Dion
She was fantastic.
Oh, I thought it was underwhelming.
You thought it was underwhelming?
Yeah. Even given her history and her past with her medical stuff. And
I thought she sounded amazing.
she sounded amazing.
And I thought it was really cool that she was just like on top of or like in the middle of the Eiffel Tower, just overlooking Paris. Like what that would have been like to have stood there singing. You thought that was underwhelming?
Yep.
Well, you have a very high bar.
For the Olympics? In Paris?
What more did you want from Celine Dion?
Why is a Canadian like
I don't care why a Canadian's doing it. A Canadian did it. So you're
Yeah.
just against Canada.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Everything we come back to, it's Katie Ledecky.
USA.
Canada still leads 9 over Spain. Reminder, I don't know who Jay's going to be cheering for next week, but the 2024 Iwanyk Gretzky Cup coming to Edmonton starting next week. The best U18 hockey players will be at Rogers Place from August 5th through the 10th. 7-game, 14 ticket packs still available. Iwanyk Gretzky Cup.ca or Ticketmaster.ca. Jay will be there in his American gear, apparently. Dusty's calling those games. Maybe he'll be a full homer for the Americans, too, because he's got to cheer. That's who LeBron plays for. But we want Canada to win.
Yeah.
Of course we do, Matthew.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Of course I want Canadians to win. They just don't sometimes, for the most part.
Then you want to put money down that they don't win.
It's not his event. I'll stand on that. You want to put a bet that he's going to be in the 200-meter final?
No, because he'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll
I
bet
know.
on our Canadians.
Good.
I'll always bet on our Canadians.
Good. I should make more
I'm a
bets against
patriot.
you. Yeah. I should make more patriotic style bets with Matthew.
Just like goad him into.
Just goad him into like this
Yeah.
no odds.
I mean, I still hope he beats you.
I do.
but it's a good strategy.
I do too. I hope I,
don't
lose
think
that
you do.
bet.
I don't think you do. No.
I really
Because
do.
you wouldn't have made it then.
I hope I lose. For all of Canada and Lori in the nasty chat, who says that I've been anti-Canada today, which I have against with this, but not in reality. Just because I'm underwhelmed
This is
with
reality.
Celine Dion does not mean I'm anti-Canadian.
You wanted to see an American.
Means no. I would have preferred to see someone from France. To be honest with you,
Who?
Jean Claude.
I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Gojira was awesome. Timber Woodsman, do you know the metal band?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's one.
Yeah.
I was cool having the... Again, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it was cool having metal, actually. It's back to the metal part.
Well,
being
they
part
were.
of
Yeah,
this.
that was neat.
I think you pronounced it right.
I think so, too.
Like it's supposed to be that really like
Gojira.
Gojira.
that I guess Americanized Godzilla when
Oh, yeah?
when people in Japan try to pronounce Godzilla.
Fair enough. This is going to get now really start taking my focus away, I think, a little bit, because we're getting close to that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Can Canada pull away? Can Canada pull away? That's going to be the key at the men's basketball.
We're getting close to
David Guetta, Joel says.
We're getting close to an Elks game.
That's who I was going to get to Hangout Headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. Book your tee time by visiting theranchgolf.com. Outstanding conditions out there at the ranch for ball golf.
I'm sure this is now anti-Canadian too.
No, it's just
That I don't like calling
you're
it
just
ball
not
golf.
welcoming to the disc golfers of the world.
I'm very welcome to
Clearly
the
not.
disc golfers. Hey,
Yeah, we're trying-
don't do this now. Don't make me anti-disc golf.
You've already started it.
I can only no.
Brock's
no.
going to leave here today going, I was on the Hangout today, and that
Yeah.
Jay guy just was so anti-disc golf.
Yeah, if I see that line in our spreadsheet, you signed up for membership, I'm just going to
cross it off.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to you about it. A couple guys I used to play flag with are big disc golfers.
Yep.
Stephen Newman's one of them.
Yeah.
And then Grant Marsden. I don't know if he's
That
a
one-
part
that
of
one
your
doesn't
club,
ring a bell, but-
he loves disc golf. He's been playing it he was playing disc golf before it was cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that, right? Like it's because it's like you said, it's been around since the 50s or what? Like
I think the first course was installed in the 70s.
The 70s?
I think, yeah.
which is incredible.
Yeah.
So it's been around.
You're a season ticket holder of the Elks.
Yeah.
You've got the hat on.
Yeah.
Elks are 5.5-point underdogs against the Riders. Can Trey Ford cover that and the Edmonton Elks? Are they going to be
Can
able
Trey
to?
Ford
they
or
gonna
can the Elks?
Well, him and the team. He's going to have to
there's-
lead them to it.
Yeah.
He's going to have to lead them to it.
There's 23 other players on the field at that time too. You know, just saying.
On which team?
On both teams, offense
saying-
and defense.
Yeah, but there's only
There's only one Trey Ford.
11 other Elks players on the field at any given time with him.
Sure.
I think he has a better chance. But to Jay's point, you can only scramble so many times. The defense still has to stop the other team from scoring points.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
But what we saw late last game was the defense. Now, it was not Hamilton at its best because they
Yeah.
had such a lead, but that defense did seem a little inspired by Trey Ford.
Yeah.
That defense did seem a little inspired by the offense went out there, was getting touchdowns. What they got a 2-and-out and a fumble. I think that's what happened in the 2 possessions that Hamilton had.
Yeah.
So the defense came to play after that.
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to build off that going into tomorrow's game against the Riders?
Well, the Elks did what the Elks have done is not capitalize on turnovers and major swings in a game. They turned both those into 3 points total.
Yeah.
You know,
No, those were the touchdowns. I was talking about when Trey Ford was in.
Oh, when Trey Ford was
Yeah,
in. Sorry,
because
but
I think the defense
yeah.
came out and got a 2-and-out, and they got a fumble. I think those were the 2 possessions that the defense got once Trey Ford was put in the
I
starters.
thought you were talking about earlier when
No.
Macbeth was in.
No,
and
you're
didn't
too
do
busy on your
anything.
phone.
I'm trying to keep informed with the nasty chat. Okay, get off
Yeah.
me. But Brock, you said it like the defense.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Tom Brady in the pocket for the Elks. If their defense doesn't
If that
show
secondary
up.
can't stop, or
Yeah.
like
look
if
what
they keep
Winnipeg
getting
did
beat,
last night to the Lions,
I'm stunned by what we saw with that game.
right?
Yeah. Bolio Mitchell last week, like kind of shaky that first drive they came out, but then after that, just like
He threw 5 touchdowns.
yeah, everyone was open.
Well, they simplified their offense too. Like they took what the Elks were giving them, which credit to the Elks, I guess, because they cannot seem to keep deep balls, off the play calling sheet.
No.
So they made, adjustments to cover for that. But then that opens everything else up underneath. And Bo Levi was just sitting there.
Yeah.
But part of that, could we go outside of the after the halftime? The Elks defense immediately let 11-play drive touchdown go.
Yeah.
It was awful. But in between all those, the Elks offense kept doing a lot of 2-and-outs or very short drives. That was the defense tired in certain moments, and that's why the Ticats were able to move it a little bit easier because defense was tired. And I think Suits was mentioning on the broadcast yesterday because it was brought up about defenses being tired. Why wouldn't the offense get tired in that as well? And he went, the offense knows where they're going. That's what gives them. That's why it's
Defense
not a
is
thing.
reactionary.
Yeah.
And where the offense,
Yeah.
the players, when you go into a play, you know exactly where you're going, so it doesn't take as much.
Yeah.
And that's where the tiredness comes from a defense. So can that maybe if Trey Ford can move the ball a little bit more, keep the defense off the field a little bit more, maybe it helps the Elks defense a little bit.
Well, we looked at it. Hamilton had a 10-play drive, a 5-play drive, and then a 12-play drive.
Yeah.
All to start the third quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, 180 some net yards in the third quarter to -5
Yeah.
for the Elks. -5.
It's actually pretty impressive.
That is
To a degree.
That is impressive.
There's
I
an
will give you that.
It's kind of impressive.
That might be a
Yeah.
world record for goodness sake. Like
Well, and again, like
in the CFL.
yeah, if Trey Ford didn't come out that fourth quarter, like the stadium was empty.
Yes.
Like
Well,
Did
he
you
should have
guys
come out
notice
sooner.
that Jarius Jackson and Trey Ford both, and maybe it wasn't played, but I was down there at Commonwealth on to Wednesday. And both Jarius Jackson and Trey Ford acknowledged that they acknowledged that there was pressure from the media.
From the media?
Media. Yes. Jarius Jackson said that verbatim. I can pull it up because I recorded it in audio.
Well, what, like,
I mean,
And-
just getting asked about it all the time, or
No, he said that they felt the pressure from the media that the change needed to happen.
in the game?
No,
No,
after
obviously.
the game. 'Cause
Like for this week?
Yeah, for this week. I asked Jarius Jackson.
I'm so confused by that.
I asked
why the
Jarius-
media would impact Jarius Jackson. Like,
I asked him why, because traditionally you would not announce that right away.
No.
You'd let Saskatchewan stew on it all week as to who the starter was.
oh, I see what he's
I
saying.
asked him, why did you choose to announce it so soon as opposed to, keeping Saskatchewan in the dark on it? And he said that it had a lot to do with the media pressure.
Well, I'm assuming that the two things would come is that you'd be asked about it all week
yeah,
if you don't make the announcement. But two, I think that they're using that as a little bit of an excuse, and they're sheltering from saying they didn't want to say that there'd be pressure from everyone as to Trey Ford should be starting. That the fans
And
would
the
they'd
people
be
chanting Trey
screaming
Ford in
Yeah.
the stadium. Were you at that game?
yeah.
Were you chanting?
I'm not much of a chanter,
Right.
My buddy prefers let Trey play instead
right.
of
You
put
could
Trey
hear it
in or
on the
something.
broadcast.
Yeah, it was loud.
Let Trey
It was
cook.
loud.
That's where I'm going with right now.
Nice,
Let him cook.
nice.
I am the president of the Trey Ford fan club, and I've been saying that
Official
for months.
President
for
Matt.
months.
Matt.
Going back to last week, I'm surprised also Jarris Jackson stuck with MBT after the second half was the crowd was already booing MBT.
Yeah.
You put him in such a difficult spot going into that second half where, like, naturally when he takes the field in that third quarter, he's going to get booed. And you didn't help him out there. Also, I do not buy this fact that MBT's hurt. And he was hurt the last couple of games.
Yeah.
That to me sounds like an excuse to protect MBT a little bit as to why he's losing
He
his
said
starter
specifically
job.
that it hurt to throw the ball.
Then why is he playing?
I agree.
That's why I don't buy into it.
And he did also say there were off the field issues as well. So
I'm liking the Elks' chances this weekend. That might be because I'm fully blinded. By the way, the Green and Gold Kickoff Show, Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, where every day is game day. Tomorrow, Prime Rib Sandwich is the daily special, which I've had before, and it's delicious. Or you can get the game day special, which is the cheese and jalapeno smoky. Jay and I are on in the air at 4 o'clock right here in Edmonton Sports Talk. But you could also come down to Century Casino and watch the game with us. We'll also be there for the post-game show, so you're stuck with me tomorrow.
yeah, their parents coming again?
No.
Dang.
No.
They paid for dinner last time.
Oh,
It was
nice.
very nice of
Yeah.
them. Yeah. Very lovely folks. Don't know how Matt came out of them, but it's the beauty of reproduction, I guess. You never know what's gonna spit out of there. But what I was with MBT, I think there was a bit of a sense of, well, he was clearly pissed off.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did not take second string snaps all practice.
Like no snaps at all, or
Well, he can't take snaps if he's hurt.
Right.
yeah,
He was
should.
So they're
dressed.
playing it.
Yeah.
He was dressed, but he did not take any second team reps. It was Prukop that was in there. My guy Prukop. But one thing I will note is I think there was some sort of a cool bet line on attempts of 30 or more, like big plays they call them,
Yeah.
by the stat sheet. I would take the over tomorrow, judging from what I saw at practice. And judging from what we saw in Trey Ford's 9 minute and 43 seconds glory, they took shots. Because a lot of the times it's a 50-50 ball. You could, player could make a catch, could have a big play. B, you could draw a penalty.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and the
None of
receiving
those-
core is good. Like, give them the chance
How
to
many
make the
deep
play.
shots did you see from MBT?
I don't remember
Like
any.
maybe one or two a game?
Yeah.
A game? Not enough. Every other team in the league does it.
Which I will say then, if MBT couldn't do it the last couple of weeks because he was hurt, then Jarris Jackson failed this team miserably as the interim coach by not making the right move and saying, if this guy's hurt and he can't throw the ball, we need to go to the backup. That's not a Trey Ford thing. That's just if the guy can't throw the football, you got to make a change.
Well, Maddie, we both have stated this all season, that for the first 6 games of the year, MBT, or say the first 5 games of the year, Macbeth was pretty damn good. But he didn't win the wins.
There was 2 games that I point to. He was not good against Montreal.
Yeah.
And against BC, he was okay. He was not great.
And then he was really bad against Hamilton. That was the low bar.
And he was bad against Ottawa in the second game. In Ottawa.
I think the low bar was this Hamilton game.
No, 100%. But he was
Yeah.
also not good in the Ottawa game prior. And the game prior to that, they had a nice comeback. If they don't have a nice fourth quarter there, we're talking about an Elks team. We're saying that was 3 straight bad games by the offense. They had a nice little stretch there that turned the tide a little bit for MBT in the offense. And that was because Ottawa made some sort of mistake in that one, I believe.
Sobkirk says Maddie is a coconut. Hard, slightly hairy exterior, but big softy inside.
There's no softness inside. Don't worry about that.
I don't know if we're talking about the same Maddie here, Sobkirk.
This is a tough game for Trey Ford just because it's...
Not according to him.
Well, but for everyone, like he's not getting... He's being thrown again to the Wolves almost.
Yeah.
The Saskatchewan defense is really good this season.
In Regina.
In Regina, there's some film on Trey Ford. Like, he did play last year. There's film on this guy, so it's not like he's going to be able to catch them by surprise. And I'm sure the Riders, I don't know how many players would still be there from last year, but when Trey went to Saskatchewan last year, he He cooked in that
Well,
one.
Kevin Brown cooked too.
Yeah, they had a great game out in Saskatchewan. That was the same day I think the Bears beat the Huskies in
right.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Or no, in Saskatchewan. That was in Saskatoon.
Yeah, it was.
'Cause I was watching both those.
It's good. That was a good day.
Edmonton took care of Saskatchewan that day.
Green and gold, baby.
Damn right. But maybe there's also some anger, like we're not letting them do that again against us.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of have no choice. You either and Javon Leake's drawing in as the RB1. I think he's going to have a pretty decent game
Yeah.
because that does force the defense to pick your poison. If you're going to have somebody spying Trey, well, that's one less person in coverage.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring everybody, well, Trey can get out of it. If you're going to drop everybody, well, we saw what happened. The first play, Trey Ford came in, immediately handed off a draw play to Javon Leake up the middle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and there's no other knobs to twist or levers to pull really at this point.
Well, and that's what I think that's the way that Trey Ford is going into this and approaching it is what pressure? We're 0-7.
Yeah.
We stink. You know, what do we have to lose? Nothing. Go put it all on the line.
Yeah. Play some exciting football.
Yeah. I mean, if the Elks come out and they lose a 34-31 game, nobody's going to say boo about that because the season's already written off. For the most part, right? At least that's the way that I think most.
Well, it's 0-7. What else are you going to be able to do?
I mean, there's obviously a talk that they could turn it around and come back.
the
right?
only turnaround that they have, like what you could do, is they have 3 against Calgary, 2 against Winnipeg. You go win 4 of those 5, you might be in a playoff position, depending on if you could pick up some other wins. Beyond that, they're not making the playoffs. Season's
Well,
over.
and who's coming in? Who's coming in now for BC? Vernon Adams looks like his season might be done.
No, Rick Campbell said yesterday after the show
Oh.
that it's not season ending. It's weeks, not months, that he'll be out. Now, they might just be saying that.
Yeah.
Well, the two things, okay, I'll throw this out there for the BC Lions. So Jake Dolagala's there. Cuts are going to come. What if Nathan Rourke gets cut?
He's there
Does he
instantly.
come
Like,
back to BC? Because I'm taking a little bit of conspiracy theorist with this. The reason Nathan Rourke's not coming back to the CFL just yet is because he's going to be the quarterback of the BC Lions, and they're hosting a Grey Cup this year, and Vernon Adams is doing well this year. That he can't go and take over that job because the BC Lions aren't going to do that this year. So there's probably some sort of agreement that he'll come and take over next year. But if he is hurt,
Who just signed him?
Yeah.
Who just picked him up?
Atlanta.
1 year,
Atlanta.
$900,000 US.
Any guaranteed?
I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, so that means diddly squat.
Like it's
really.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens because Atlanta's a weird spot because they bring in Kirk Cousins, but they also drafted Penix Jr. from the Huskies. So, like, you don't need another quarterback in that sense. So, he's a guy like maybe he sticks around as a non-active quarterback, which isn't he doesn't get pension credit for that. Or maybe he's going to be a cut and he's going to be a free agent again come Labor Day.
Speaking of quarterbacks, if the Elks just said, forget this MBT experiment, it's over. Like, let's say Trey Ford comes out tomorrow and leads this team to any sort of a victory, any sort.
They go win 24-17.
Sure. 6-3. I don't care. Well, Beatty would have to kick 2 field goals. And
That could be a touchdown with a missed extra point.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good point. I'll get to Beatty in a second. Don't let me forget because I have to say this. But if he comes out, what if they said, screw it, MBT, we're releasing you? Does that mean his contract is done now as of that day? Or are they still on the hook of his $400,000 to pay him?
I'm not 100% sure.
I know in the NFL, it's over.
I know in the past, once you pass Labor Day, if you're a certain level of experience veteran-wise, it's locked in for the year. You can't cut them after.
Right.
So players would get cut before Labor Day or something. I don't know if that's still the case. There isn't a lot of guaranteed money in the Canadian Football League. There is some. I don't know if he'd have one of those contracts.
No, I'm not at all saying that's what should happen.
So there'd be 2 things with that. One is Trey Ford still needs a veteran behind him.
Sure.
Have always said that. If you're cutting him and it's because MBT can't handle being a backup, then I'm even more upset that they brought MBT in.
Yeah.
Well, and what can you do? If it did free up money, what can you even do with it this late in the season?
CFL trade deadline hasn't happened yet. Go trade for a guard,
Yeah.
please.
But the thing is, it's also I almost don't want this team to do anything. because I want the next general manager not to be handcuffed with anything. Like, this team already is out a first-round pick for next year. And some people could sit there and say the CFL draft doesn't matter. It absolutely matters to developing your Canadian talent. And you need the Canadian talent. And the Elks might not, well, there's a really good chance they won't have the first overall pick this year because they gave it up in the supplemental draft to get another wide receiver. Just still baffling that happens. But the next GM needs to make those decisions of this team. I don't want G. Roy making decisions for this team if he might not be the general manager of this team, or the next GM comes in like, well, you made this trade for this right guard, but you gave up this player I really wanted. And now I got to go replace that player or something. Or I didn't want this right guard. So, like, there's a part of me that goes, I just play out the season.
Yeah.
Play out the season, see what the next GM has to do.
Play some exciting football at Commonwealth. Get that atmosphere that they moved us out of the top ring for. And then start fresh next year. Yeah.
And maybe Trey brings some people out. Like, what do they got? They got Saskatchewan. They've got BC. They get Hamilton. They get Montreal, I think, before the Labor Day set.
Yeah.
Can they go find 2 wins in there? And then maybe you beat Calgary on Labor Day. And maybe that rematch is exciting because the Elks have 3 wins. And look at Trey Ford's cooking. And Trey Ford's doing something. Or even if they have 2 wins going into that. That's we'll see what happens. Tomorrow will be fascinating because Trey Ford's still going to struggle. Trey Ford's not a perfect quarterback.
No.
So there's no guarantee that the Elks are just going to be immediately that much better on offense.
They're going to be more exciting.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of very appropriate chat going on in the nasty chat, chiming in about the defense. Yeah, but the defense,
100%,
and that's ultimately going to be
and Boris Beatty.
Boris Beatty, my guy, Boris Beatty. Boris Beatty had a little bit of a media avail as well. He took full ownership.
Good.
For how poorly he's been playing. He said and admitted that he has just plain out not been striking the ball at the right spot. Like, that's it. I just have been mishitting the ball. He says he's got it figured out. For last game, he was 2 for 2.
Yeah.
You know, consistency is a big part of that. He feels he's got it back. So who knows?
Can't say that after 1 game.
You could say that.
Yeah, not very many opportunities to kick.
He did say, and trust me, have been one of his.
I'm the president of the Trey Ford fan club. He's the president of the anti-Boris Beatty.
Yeah, I have been one of his harshest critics, and he would admit that was deservingly so, because he has been awful. Mm-hmm. But at least there's a glimmer of hope where he did say that, that's on me. Shouldn't happen. I've cost us games. B, I've been having a hard time connecting and contacting the ball at the right spot, which is weird for me. It would be weird for any casual, supporter or fan to hear, well, isn't that, like, aren't you a professional kicker? So we'll see what Boris Beatty we get tomorrow.
Yeah, I stand by with Boris Beatty. I don't trust it until probably 5 or 6 straight games he's doing well.
Yeah, sure. And
he could say all the right things right now. I don't care.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He goes perfect this weekend against Saskatchewan, then misses some kicks against BC or a kick against BC. I'm going to be frustrated. That's what he's done. And look, I'll give credit anything over 50 yards. That's the number I'm okay with. If you miss from beyond 50, I can live with those misses. Those are deep kicks.
See that Winnipeg kicker?
Yeah, Sergio Castillo hit his second 60-plus yarder.
That guy is out of this world.
Yeah, and then last week he misses a bunch of kicks, though.
Wow, what a leg.
I have him in fantasy.
That hurts.
Who has, doesn't Lucas have Vernon Adams?
No, McCord does. And I'm going up against... No, McCord got... Lucas has Zach Collaros, but he also added Trey Ford, so he's running with both.
Nice.
Even though he's anti-Trey Ford.
Yeah,
maybe this will turn him around.
You keep saying he's anti-Trey Ford. I don't think he's anti-Trey Ford.
He's anti-Trey Ford.
I don't think he is.
He is.
He's like me. Not anti, but thought McLeod would have been a better choice.
No, Lucas is anti him, but also You were wrong about that one.
Hey, hand up. I was actually going to make a dunce cap for tomorrow's broadcast and wear it for the kickoff show.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're wrong, you're wrong. Okay, life would be boring if you were right all the time. You have to sometimes put yourself out there and
Well, again,
take
you're
risks.
taking cues from your guy, owning your mistakes.
Exactly. My guy Boris.
Yeah.
We're like this. Best friends. Just like Matt and I.
Do you know what else you'll learn is a mistake
What's that?
eventually? That like being against ball golf. You'll eventually come around and realize I was wrong about not calling it ball golf when having a discussion about disc golf.
That one, I will go down with the ship with. Sorry.
So just want to be disrespectful.
Consider me the violinists on the Titanic. I ain't leaving that ship.
This is tight, this game.
Yeah. It got
It's
tighter.
gotten really tight.
there's
Canada,
one.
Spain. Canada looking to finish atop their group with a win. 3:24 left in the fourth quarter. RJ Barrett at the line. They're up 6 points. Make it 7 points as RJ Barrett hits his second free throw. So this is going to be nice and tight and see where this goes from here.
Well, why don't we get because Mr. Lean over here doesn't give predictions.
Okay.
So why don't, for once, finally have you make a prediction for Maddie
Okay.
for tomorrow's Elks Rough Riders game. Now, this is technically Maddie's prediction. It's just coming from another voice.
Okay. Channeling, speaking through me.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, something's
Did
going
you
on
break
out
something?
there. Yeah. I'm gonna put on my rose-colored glasses.
Yes.
Let's go. High-scoring game.
I like.
Yeah. What's a good football score?
Who wins?
Who wins? The Elks win.
Plus 200 at Coolbet right now.
Yeah.
Money line.
Tight one. Let's give Boris his redemption.
Yes.
Last second field goal. Get him up by 2. Let's go. 34-32.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that
The
score.
Elks 5.5 points underdogs too in this one. So
They should be.
There's 5.5's a lot. Like it's a fair number, but it's
Yeah.
also one that I do like the Elks at 5.5 points. So Jay, are you going to save your prediction for tomorrow or?
My prediction is that Randall Cobb has the biggest game of his year. I'm going to say Randall Cobb over 65 yards receiving and a touchdown in an Elks victory. Randall Cobb, Gavin Cobb. Gavin Cobb.
I was trying to think there. Like,
Hall of
thinking you were
Fame
talking
game
about
was
like,
this
yeah, I
week,
thought you were
but-
talking about the NFL, like Randall Cobb. Like, I was
Gavin
thinking-
Cobb,
And then I was
sorry.
thinking, are you trying to like? Did you mistaken try?
I did, I
Were you
did.
gonna call Trey Ford Randall Cunningham, and you got that name wrong?
no,
But
Gavin
no.
Cobb.
Okay, so I got sent a video of the new kickoff, the dynamic kickoff or whatever.
Which
How
is
does
the
that
XFL
actually
kickoff.
Oh, it's
The
the
XFL
one.
used it in 2020. They were the first ones to use. They did not use it again when they came back post COVID.
Okay.
It is an XFL kickoff, which is the kicker stands where he normally does. The
Yeah,
kick.
everyone was way
But
up.
then everyone else is way up, and they can't start running until the receiver catches the ball, I believe, and then they could start chasing.
Okay.
So it is apparent. It creates more excitement. It creates kickoff returns,
Mm-hmm.
and it's safer because you're not having that big downfield speed collisions.
Mm.
They're running with less speed when they collide between kicking team and receiving team.
Okay.
Theoretically,
Theoretically, yeah.
that is what it is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it did in the XFL. This isn't an NFL thing. The NFL's not calling it the XFL rule. The NFL's trying to think that make it seem like they came up with this. Of
course,
they did
yeah.
not. The XFL did this. This is the XFL rule.
I
And
don't
they
know that
deserve
the
the credit
NFL.
for that.
I don't know that the NFL's necessarily saying this is our rule. They
No,
just
but
said
they're
it's a
making
new
sure they're
rule.
not saying. Well, they're saying it's a new rule. And they're making sure no one knows
Yeah.
that it was the XFL's. They're not saying that this came up. They got this idea from somewhere else. They're trying to make it seem like look at this new thing that we got here.
But I mean-
also, they're outlawed the Miami Dolphins mini waggle that they used to do. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
with
saw that headline. yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
The motion where
you
you're running
motion
across
into it, yeah.
They outlawed that. Just this week.
Why?
I don't know because the NFL doesn't like fun.
That was a game changer.
Yes.
Because next thing you know, you saw wasn't Kansas City trying to do that too a bit.
They
San
should bring the
Francisco?
full waggle.
Maybe San Francisco. Yeah, with not Iwanyk, but I forget his name. 19.
For
San Francisco.
not Ayuk, would that be Samuel?
Debo. Yeah, Debo. 82.79 with $1.27 left. Oh my word!
We just got a couple minutes left here in the Hangout. Coming up, it's the Lock Shop. Myself and Pat Gregoire will be on. We'll also have the commissioner of the CBL, Mike Moriali. The Stingers are in action on Sunday. They will be taking on the winner of Winnipeg Calgary, who play today. Also, then it's the Oil Stream. Myself and Trev will be on the air today with the Oil Stream. More people want more info on disc golf. Where do they go for EDGA?
EDGA.ca. We're also going to be doing a little like membership drive census thing at Rundle Park tomorrow. So we'll have someone from the board there from 8 to 6. If you want to buy discs, we've got discs with our EDGA logo on them for sale.
Cool.
Signing up memberships, just trying to get a little bit more an idea because we don't really know like in a day how many people actually play the course. We get stats from the app, but that's only people who have the app installed.
Yes.
So
You're missing out on some other people. And
yeah. So that's
Very
very good.
cool.
All of us. Yeah.
This was an informative hangout.
Yes.
This is intrigued me to go. Maybe I'll come by Rundle and get some EDGA branded discs.
We'd appreciate that. Money goes to the foundation. We got to build courses.
Okay, cool.
And what's
I like
it take
that.
to build courses? Like because it's cement blocks for the tees, or
Well, we
do?
pour cement pad
Yeah.
usually. Sometimes we do turf.
Okay.
The baskets themselves come about $800 a pop,
Okay.
kind of thing. So, and then I mean, land's the biggest thing. Like we work with the city to find places to put the courses, but we're
Big 3-ball.
Huge 3-ball.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention. Don't worry.
we're running out. Like we've identified spaces to put in. We're actually on the north side still. We're going into Sunridge Ski Hill and Strathcona Science Park behind it.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
The province is just doing some coal mine survey or something under that before they give us the green light. So that one will be pretty neat with the elevation of the ski hill playing into it.
Isn't there a shooting club there too, like for skiers on behind or just east of Sunridge?
I'm not sure. I'm not the person
Okay.
on the board working with Sunridge right now. So, but yeah, shout out to all the viewers. If anybody knows a park on the south side of Edmonton that would be appropriate, it's not used very often, has some trees or elevation.
Some undulations.
Yeah. That's kind of, it's a little lopsided. All of the courses in Edmonton are north of the river. So we'd love to, except for one, and we don't control that one. So we'd love to be able to put one on the south side.
I feel like I have to stay on, and like I can't shut the hangout off yet until we finish this Canada game. There's seconds left.
Yeah.
We're like 2 minutes away from the end of the show. Dusty did go late. I'm on the Lock Shop.
It's your
anyways.
show.
I'm coming up on the Lock Shop anyways. Like we just gotta.
It's your show.
We gotta pay attention. We're at a timeout. I just got to double check how much time is left because Canada's up 5, 38.8 seconds left. Big D needed here. Okay, we're gonna just stay on.
Yeah,
till the
let's-
end of this.
that
Like we're
works.
gonna pay
Yeah.
attention.
If
here.
you're watching on at home, watch with us.
If you're listening on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, we'll just help you get through things. So, well, Canada gives up a basket, so
That's
now
okay. It's only a 2.
85-82, but 31.9 seconds left, and they're gonna go to the line and stuff. No, or are you gonna? I don't know what the shot clock is there. Put up a shot clock, guys.
Yeah, they don't even have it on.
They don't have it on the screen at all here.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, Spain's gonna let them carry this down. Don't rush
Why are you
this.
rushing
Don't
this?
rush this. What
that's
is that?
foul.
Oh, I got a foul.
Foul.
Yeah.
Shooting foul.
Oh, there's 8 seconds left, so we'll see what
There's
happens.
8 seconds on the shot clock. 16.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah.
So this is going to be Canada would finish first in their group, but again, I don't know if that means they're guaranteed not to face the Americans, or if there's a chance they fall on the American side of the bracket. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to meet the Americans till the gold medal game.
No.
You don't want to have to deal with the Americans until you get to the medal rounds at the very least. Having to potentially meet them in like a quarterfinal or something like that, or prior, that would just suck.
Yeah.
Would you say this is probably the strongest Canadian men's basketball team that you've seen?
It'd have to be.
Yeah,
It'd have
for
to be,
sure.
right?
There would have never been a strong one. It's almost all NBA players.
Always kind of going
we
better, right?
we have the second most amount of NBA players, I think, at the Olympics.
Well, yeah, you're getting that again. That mid '90s Raptors,
Yes.
Grizzlies. Those kids
Steve
are
Nash
now
era.
hitting.
The Vince Carter effect.
Another part of this is not even just have NBA players.
He missed that on purpose.
We have good NBA players. Like, we're not a bunch of bench players from the NBA that are coming together. We have stars of teams that are coming together. So that's, I think, the big thing. Well, that's fine. Go for the 3.
Yeah,
Canada's up 1 with 2.7 seconds left. You just got to inbound this in.
yeah.
That's still
And
not.
then we're going to have a timeout. I think they're behind.
Yeah.
I think I have to end the show here. This is where I got to end it. Go and then set up for the
This is
lock
such a
shop.
bad-
I know, but people will find out once,
All right.
lock shop comes on. It is 11 o'clock right now. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Brock Ciochetti. Ciochetti.
You got
There
it.
you go.
There you go.
Ciochetti.
There we go.
Once it, it's gonna be Ciochetti.
Yeah.
Brock Ciochetti, Edmonton Disc Golf Association Vice President. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for
Sorry, I
having me.
messed up your name a couple of times there now.
Everybody does it.
Jay, appreciate you coming in. As always.
See you tomorrow.
Green and Gold Kickoff Show, Century Casino tomorrow. I'm Matt Iwanyk. Thanks for tuning in to the Hangout. Like I said, Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes with myself and Pat Gregor. Don't go anywhere. That's coming up, and we'll let you know. Did Canada hold on? Very soon, we'll let you know. Have a good one.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,